MLB thought they knew every dangerous rookie, but they completely missed this guy. Nobody was watching TJ Rumfield. Then something even crazier happened.
Everyone in baseball was watching the big names, the famous prospects, the first-round picks, the players who were supposed to become stars. And then, a 26-year-old rookie quietly walked into the Colorado Rockies lineup. No massive hype, no superstar reputation. No one was calling him the next baseball legend.
But now,
TJ Rumfield may be forcing the entire MLB to ask one uncomfortable question. How did everybody miss this guy? Because while the baseball world was watching the usual names, Rumfield was quietly building one of the most shocking rookie seasons in baseball. And the craziest part? His story did not begin with a #1 draft pick. It did not begin with a massive contract. It began with a player who simply refused to stop developing. And now, the rookie nobody was talking about is becoming impossible to ignore. Let's go back. Before TJ Rumfield became a Colorado Rockies rookie, he was a player trying to find his way through professional baseball. And that journey was not always easy. In the minor leagues, failure is normal. You fail constantly. You face better pitchers. You make adjustments. You struggle. And then you have to come back the next day and do it all over again. Rumfield himself has talked about how much those difficult minor league experiences taught him. And that may be the secret behind his breakout. Because some players are built by hype. Others are built by failure. TJ Rumfield appears to be one of the second type. The type of player who keeps learning when nobody is watching. And then one day, suddenly everybody notices. The New York Yankees originally had Rumfield. But on January 28, 2026, Colorado acquired him in a trade. And at the time, this did not look like the kind of move that would dominate MLB headlines. There was no giant announcement, no massive superstar trade, just another baseball transaction. But Colorado may have accidentally found something special. Rumfield made the Rockies' opening day roster. And then the story started changing. At first, people simply wanted to see if he could stay in the lineup. Could he handle major league pitching? Could he produce consistently? Could he actually become a long-term answer at first base? The Rockies had questions. But TJ Rumfield started giving them answers. And not with one lucky game. With consistency. That word became extremely important. Because Rumfield was not trying to hit one massive home run every night. He was simply showing up, competing, getting on base, making contact, and helping his team. But then, the numbers started getting louder. In May, Rumfield was named National League Rookie of the Month. During that month, he hit .310 with a .400 on-base percentage and a .483 slugging percentage. He also hit 4 home runs and drove in 12 runs. And according to MLB, he ranked among NL rookies near the top in several major offensive categories. That was not a small hot streak anymore. That was a warning. TJ Rumfield was officially becoming a problem for opposing pitchers. And then he did it again. In June, Rumfield won another NL Rookie of the Month award. Back-to-back Rookie of the Month honors. Think about that. A player who is not supposed to be the biggest story was suddenly winning the award 2 months in a row. And now, the question changed. It was no longer, who is TJ Rumfield? The question became, can TJ Rumfield actually win Rookie of the Year? And this is where the story gets even more interesting. Because Rumfield was not just hitting. He was doing something that makes him extremely valuable. He was becoming consistent. In a league where one player can explode for a week and disappear for a month, consistency is dangerous. Rumfield kept producing. And while the attention was going to the bigger names, he kept quietly moving up the rookie conversation. Then came July 18th. The Rockies faced the Cincinnati Reds. And TJ Rumfield had the best game of his young major league career. 4 hits, 4 RBIs. And then, he hit a baseball 456 feet. 456 feet. The home run was the longest of his career and came with an exit velocity shock. Because the next superstar might already be playing. And nobody may be watching. Of 105.1 miles per hour. And the Rockies destroyed the Reds 10-3. This was not a quiet performance. This was the kind of game that makes people stop scrolling. Because suddenly, the rookie nobody was talking about was hitting baseballs into another part of the stadium. But here is what makes TJ Rumfield's story so fascinating. He is not the typical future superstar story. There was no enormous spotlight waiting for him. He was not treated like the face of a franchise. He was not carrying the pressure of a massive contract. He simply had to prove that he belonged. And maybe that is exactly why he is dangerous. Because when nobody expects you to become a star, you get time to develop, you get time to fail, you get time to learn. And then, when you finally break out, the entire league is surprised. Rumfield's story also raises a bigger question about baseball. Are teams sometimes looking too hard for the next superstar? Are they searching for the biggest name instead of the player who simply keeps improving? Because TJ Rumfield is a reminder that baseball development is not always predictable. A 12th round pick can become important. A player acquired in a quiet trade can become a Rookie of the Year candidate. And a guy nobody is talking about can suddenly be hitting 456-foot home runs in the middle of an MLB season. That is the beauty of baseball. But now comes the biggest question. Can he keep this going? Because this is where every breakout story becomes difficult. The league has seen him. Pitchers have watched him. Teams are studying his swing. They know his strengths. They're looking for weaknesses. And now, Rumfield has to prove that this is not just a hot streak. Can he continue making adjustments? Can he handle the pressure? Can he stay consistent when every team starts treating him like a real threat? Because the moment MLB starts paying attention, the game changes. But there is one reason to believe Rumfield may be ready. He has already experienced failure. He already knows what it feels like to struggle. And instead of running from that experience, he used it. That is something fans often forget. Superstars are not always created by talent. Sometimes, they are created by the players who keep showing up after the talent alone is not enough. And right now, TJ Rumfield is showing the baseball world something very interesting. He does not need to be the loudest player. He does not need to have the biggest personality. He does not need to be the most famous rookie in baseball. He just needs to keep hitting, keep competing, and keep making the Rockies believe they may have found a long-term answer at first base. And honestly, that could be the most shocking part of this entire story. The Colorado Rockies may have been searching for a solution at first base for years. And now, the answer may have quietly arrived from a player nobody expected. A player who was once just another name trying to survive the minor leagues. A player who came to Colorado without the massive spotlight. A player who has now won back-to-back Rookie of the Month awards. And a player who just crushed a 456-foot home run. TJ Rumfield is no longer a secret. The baseball world is watching now. And that changes everything. Because the question is no longer whether TJ Rumfield belongs in Major League Baseball. He has already answered that. The question is, how high can this story go? Could he become the next Rookie of the Year? Could he become the long-term face of the Rockies lineup? Or are we watching the beginning of something even bigger? Only time will tell. But one thing is already clear. Baseball did not see TJ Rumfield coming. And sometimes, the most dangerous players in baseball are the ones nobody is watching. So now I want to know what you think. Is TJ Rumfield the most underrated rookie in MLB right now? Could he actually win Rookie of the Year? Or do you think another young star will pass him? Tell me your opinion in the comments. And if you want more shocking baseball stories, unknown MLB stars, breakout rookies, and the players changing baseball before anyone notices, subscribe to Diamond.